That's gay.
Wait.
Wow, we're gonna reflect on our own feelings today. How are you feeling, buddy?
Sinful.
Wow.
I like my sins.
Damn. Okay.
Also, you can just talk from that side.
Do you want to be Monica or do you want to be Yuri?
I'm gonna be Monica.
Okay, then speak.
Also, you don't have to speak in here. You gotta speak from the side.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I bothering you?
No.
Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt.
Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted while I'm reading. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like that.
That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding.
It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work. So it can be healthy to put myself in social environments every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't want any... Hold on. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone's being too silly for me to keep up with.
Otherwise known as Sayori.
Okay.
Your glances. That's funny.
Nice.
That's Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air.
What?
But the pieces keep bouncing off and facing it in the floor. Maybe I should say something.
No need. They ran out of cookies. What a waste.
They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy.
Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well.
Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, haven't we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members.
Not at all.
Oh my god.
I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility...
Yes.
The responsibility is equally on me. At least to display some openness to engage. Why are we failing at this?
I don't know. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends?
I just read.
You don't have any friends.
Oh.
Oh.
But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off. It feels nice to be carried. Why are we failing at recording this?
How can you read?
No. It feels nice to be carried off again after. Oh, carried?
Yes.
Oh.
Carried off.
Oh god, I can't read. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes.
Do you always read fantasy?
Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've been reading recently, but it's only because I'm in the middle of the series. There are still 2 more books after this one.
Like the amount of reading I do.
The amount of series I read.
I read more.
I read more series.
Well, yeah, you read more series, but I read more books.
I don't read.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because
I somewhat read.
Literature club.
Yeah.
We're reading.
Wow, we're failing at this recording so much. How much?
I don't care.
How much are you gonna edit?
Honestly, it's fine.
It's
when
more
things are
funnier.
stupid.
Yeah, it's more
I guess
funnier that
those
way.
long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading.
Harry Potter?
Why do I keep saying things that Monica's gonna say?
Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after all that, I'm more or less indiscriminative to genres. I'll read anything with the depth and maturity.
You mean depth?
Depth.
Not death.
I am totally dyslexic.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't know.
Oh yeah? Even like romance?
Well,
Come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do. My God, Monica.
Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot.
Oh.
So I kind of felt like, no, please don't make me think about the past.
Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That'd be so much fun.
Absolutely not.
Really? Even if it was just between us?
Try asking someone with no shame like that.
Oh my God, that's a roast. Ouch.
Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that.
Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past too, you know? Things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience.
There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone.
The funny thing is, Yuri's and Monica's conversation reminds me so much of our conversation.
Why?
Because of how stupid they are.
We're stupid.
Yes.
Oh, for instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too.
Want me to do it?
Sure.
Hey, were you talking about me?
No, we were just
talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? Wow, I love talking to myself. What was it that inspired to get more into it? I don't know. I mean, when I'm doing most of these, I'm talking to myself, so of course. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be myself. Ha! Hey, kind of like Yuri.
Monica!
That's
not the right-
Sorry.
That's completely wrong, so
So cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. Well, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were
Harry
reading?
Potter. It's technically slightly longer, but not very much.
How high do you think it would be? How it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long, so I could say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for it. Sad.
Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page.
I know, I was just joking. I can never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Oh, you shoots a glare at Natsuki.
It's not boring.
Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Careful with opinions. Say, are those from the floor? Oh my god. Gross. Let's wash your hands before touching any of my books.
But my hands aren't dirty.
Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. I think that's funny how we're just not even doing the anymore. That's fine.
It's fine. Fine.
Siri trots out the door and Natsuki follows. I love their friendship. You look a little upset.
What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring?
Well, she did correct herself.
Hardly, she was so condescending. Can I charge her phone?
Yes. I will charge you.
I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows I need a burp.
Uh.
Damn it, you stole my burp.
Haha.
But she knows well how much these mean to me. I thought that said how much these men to me. But she knows how well these mean to me. So how about just leave me alone instead of needlessly talking to me? Wait.
Telling me.
So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things that you hate about it?
I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Hello? Especially in a literature club, so I should figure out how to meditate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Me!
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you.
Dude, common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected.
Oh. Then, either way, I'll do my best.
Bowling ball face! I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. My leg fell asleep.
Ha! Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. Let's share our poems.
Let's cry.
As you know, the Literature Club is a place where you get to share things that we're really passionate about. But that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little over dramatic about this? This is important to me. Oh, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused or something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came out that way. But a conversation yesterday, excuse me, made me reflect on the power of literature. Not literature, language. And I thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot. Careful with your opinions. So I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. Cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. Yeah. We have a lot of control over how we want the other people to feel when receiving our thought. But did you know that Monica was part of the debate club before?
Yeah. I played through it with you. Right. When she said that?
She's in the main game?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not realize that. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sari, what's your favorite food?
I have them organized by category. Should I start with snack or do you want a full meal? Should I include breakfast?
She doesn't even eat breakfast.
Cry. Oh, jeez.
Hey, that's me.
I'm sorry.
Just Monica. Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit?
That's easy. Cherries!
Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty.
Oh. What? Cherries are delicious!
Well, that's a pretty strong reaction.
Well, I just don't understand how someone could think cherries are nasty.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know, sad.
Oh, defensive, baby?
Yeah, I got defensive.
See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. When I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words, like left brain and right brain.
Oh no, you got that song stuck in your head.
Yeah, talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them, like Sayori. Let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty.
Good.
So what if instead of that I said, like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy.
Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty.
They're nasty.
How dare you? Nasty is a nasty word.
Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings and Suri didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not going to quiz you or something.
I know that. That was really high. I was just...
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to... What are you doing? Just to protect someone's feelings. We don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across the other people.
If you want to be insensitive or you want to be...
I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience, rather than an argument. Right, Sayori?
Whatever you say, cherry hater.
Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate.
What the heck? I've been duped!
I'm sorry, Sarah. I'll make it up to you later.
With a bunch of cherries. How about a cherry sundae? That's your line.
How could you? How about a cherry sundae?
You're welcome to do me. You're welcome to do me anytime, my beloved president.
Oh my god.
Buying your people's loyalty. Loyalty. How deplorable.
What you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You're certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week.
That was, I was really not keeping track of them.
Well, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So now that we have a gist of it, how about we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Stop it. Yuri, do you want to start?
Fuck, I'm stuck.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Chilling. Well, I'd rather not know.
How come on? How come on? How come?
All because... Excuse me. Sorry. I don't see how anything productive can come from that.
Bloop.
It's gonna start a fight.
No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate.
The Blake Cup.
Oop. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion.
About grapes.
Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind.
Respectable?
Yuri's expressions changes at that word. As Monoko recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like...
It's
fine.
fine.
Oh.
I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. Wow. I don't need your fucking pity.
Okay.
I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level.
Well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga.
I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger.
What? Are you serious? How come you never told me?
Because I'm past that point in my life and I prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now.
Excuse me?
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it?
Rain.
Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Suzuki!
Nobody's immature! I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. I keep getting caught on my own shirt. Fuck.
Okay. Great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me, that's subjective.
But
But
I
I mean, the thing about...
this is ridiculous.
That's like the music that's going with this.
Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was going to make people upset.
I'm not upset.
Sounds
Like I said. That's
Oh,
what starts
pause.
What?
Pause.
Why?
Again, you know, Cooper, I hate this.
Oh. Like I said, I don't care about what other people think. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. Okay. Hey.
Hi.
Still recording.
Huh.
I'm just gonna edit.
That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business.
What? Have you looked in a mirror?
Oh!
Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature.
You can't. Please stop. Please. Crying. No, Zuri. God, the rain.
It's a flash flood warning, so.
Ooh. Wait.
What? What?
No, get home. It's kidding. You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to solve other people's problems next time, okay?
Yuri's piercing words send the clubroom into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. You weren't very nice either, so I was just saying.
How did this happen?
It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am dealing with conflicts. It's really stupid for me to do.
It's nobody's fault. It wasn't stupid. Everyone in this club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love.
Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Shut up, Natsuki.
Oh, God.
Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it. It's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just like the way we talk to each other, right?
I mean, you did call yourself short because she's actually looking down on you because she's taller than you.
Oof. I mean...
Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you guys give her credit for. I'm sure she'll reflect on this, and I actually think everyone should.
It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Oh, I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I could just move on now.
But...
It's fine, I promise. Let's just get her mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority
complex.
Oh my god.
Don't be mean. Hold on. I have to check something. I have to check my burn.
Oh, you're right.
I'll talk or read or whatever you want, but I don't want to be mean to my friends, okay?
Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This is bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged in each other the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Yuri and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayuri doesn't either. But for once, the solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Aww.
That's it.
There's new mail.